He is also the big favorite for the 2000 steeplechase. Evans Tete will get his opportunity to defend that title tomorrow night.
Because has it's gone to a straight final.
Yes, no qualifying races on either the girls or boys side for the 2000 steeplechase this season. The lineup: Stephen Maturi of Kingston College, Javon Henry of Belfield, Tavar Flemings of Calabar, Escott Beckford of Titchfield, Kevin Donaldson of Cornwall College, O'Shane Windet of Edwin Allen, Amari Brightly of Campion College, Tete of Jamaica College, Corey Christie of St. Jago, Kirklander Reed of Stets, Rajay Redwood of Kellitz, Devon Robinson of Central, and Carlin Gibbs of Tasha Scolding. That's the lineup for the second and final heat in the 5,000 Open for boys. Top 8 to go through, and I see 11 of them out there, so only 3 from this race will be eliminated. 13 listed.
Yeah,
11 lining up.
I was counting a different thing. I'm trying to count the 8 that I think will get through. Maturi, Brightly, Tete. Brightly from Campion, the third fastest this year over the event. Brightly of Campion.
I was there, and I'm not convinced that 16:12 was not a lap short.
We'll see.
His next best time, though, just inside 17 minutes. So I'll definitely give him that he is a proper sub-17-minute performer in the 5,000. As Stephen Maturi of Kingston College goes to the front. So 2 African athletes in this lineup. We had 3 in the first. Maturi, the Kenyan, representing Kingston College, and at the back of the pack, looking as if he's sightseeing, Evans Tete of Jamaica College, the Ghanaian.
Yeah, he knows that 8 will get through, and again, doesn't want to overextend himself and expend too much energy, so well off the pace. But again, it's 12 laps at this point, 12 and a half laps. He just checks his watch, looks in the stands, taking an easy stroll out. You'd think it's a Sunday afternoon race. We're in the thick of championship here in 2026.
Yeah, we certainly are leading the field at this stage. Javon Henry of Belfield, with Maturi of Kingston College behind him in second position.
Maturi, that running style, almost a quick walk. Doesn't run into his legs like the others. Low knee carry. If you're not mistaken, you could think he's race walking.
Stephen Maturi, 5th in the final last year, as Henry takes charge for Belfield. The record held by a former Belfield athlete, the outstanding Kemoy Campbell. The first athlete really at Champs to get fans interested in the 5,000 meters. I think before Kemoy Campbell, when the 5,000 final was being run on a Saturday evening, that's the time everyone would take a break to go and get refreshed, go to the bathroom before the 4x4s. But when Kemoy Campbell came on the scene, they sat in their seats and admired every single lap.
Yep.
He was truly fantastic to watch.
Special.
We'd not seen anything like him in this country. And his record, even with the influx of the African athletes, still standing at 14 minutes 18.55 from the year 2010. Dwayne Extell couldn't admire. He was trying to win a championship.
I'll tell you something. Kemoy Campbell, great friend of mine in high school. whenever he ran, we'd sometimes come down to the marathon tunnel to catch a peek in between warm-ups, especially 2010. I remember we had gone to a couple of Carifta games and he had said to us in 2009 that he's going to go fast at Champs in 2010 and he needed our support. We were very happy for him, and again, that event, we watched it on TV when we could, and that 2010 year was very special for us because of Champs, but also we got to witness Kemoy Campbell in full flight.
Yeah, the National Stadium standing to applaud the stunning performance 16 years ago, and that record still standing as Belfield has Javon Henry, who has gone to the front. Maturi of Kingston College is in second. Brightly of Campion College is in third. Competitor 1484, Escott Beckford of Titchfield ranging up as well. Flemings of Calabar, the brown boy in green and black, started at the back, but he's starting to make his way forward. Qualified very late for Champs in the 5,000 meters. I think, or was it the steeplechase? No, qualified very late in the steeplechase. I think it was the final meet of the season that he got qualification in the steeplechase.
And I think everyone in this race knows that 3 people will be eliminated because now they're taking closer orders. No one trying to hang on to the back. Maturi in there in second, just behind Javon Henry of Belfield. This is a nicely bunched group. Tete now makes his move and gets into second.
Evans Tete striking the front for the first time in this second 1,000 open for boys. They will have 8 laps to go after this one. Flemings of Calabar now in third. Super great. The Calabar middle distance program has shown an improvement already at Champs in comparison to the last few seasons, and certainly in comparison to the way they looked earlier in the season. And you have to give the Calabar program credit because they might not go on to win Champs and they might hold that third position predicted, but they have certainly come here and looked the best they have all season, and that's all you can ask of a program, that you get your peak right.
Yeah, but I say this so many times about the Calabar team, that program. When it comes on to boys and girls championship, when they get to the national stadium, if it's Gibson Mukuk relays, they'll look ordinary. If it's a Camperdown Classic or development meet, they'll look ordinary. But for some reason, when the stadium is transformed for the boys and girls championship, they find something from the depths of their reserve to come to the fore at these championships.
Tavar Flemings enjoying a comment from the stands. These boys are really having fun out there. 8 laps to go in the second heat of the 5,000 open. Ranging up now from Cornwall College, Kevin Donaldson, and he joins Henry of Belfield at the top.
Yeah, he takes over the lead, Donaldson. Henry steady in second with Tete third. Just beside him is Flemings. Coming back to the top 5 is Beckford of Titchfield. But now Henry goes back to the lead. And this group, at this point, closer than the group before. Now the athletes trying to get replenished. This is a tough event. And I think regardless of how fast or slow you go, the pace will feel so tough. It's almost stifling to watch. I can just imagine running it. They're beginning to line out now as they come into the home stretch to go into lap number 6. Henry, Belfield leads. Flemings, Calabar there. Donaldson, Cornwall, steady, stepping, moving. Maturi still scurrying in the middle, trying to not get boxed in. I think he's in a good place, but as it stands now, Henry, he takes them into lap number 6.
Donaldson of Cornwall College part of the leading group, didn't start at the Western Championships. He certainly started here and he's running very, very well. Tatius Golding's Carlin Gibbs also making a move, coming through the field there, competitor 14.66. Carlin Gibbs of Tatius Golding.
We have 10 bunched here and just falling off the pace now from Kellitz. That's Roger Redwood, but still in striking distance. So this field, Ricardo, if they stay like this over the next few laps, we may be in for an interesting finish. They continue to establish their placings, going on the outside. Brightly, Campion College, steady on the outside, competitor 2-1-2, trying to get to another 5,000 meter final. They're all looking at the big screen as they head in the home stretch.
Interesting to see Carlin Gibbs here with the leading group. Finished all the way down in 14th position at the Central Championship, outside 20 minutes. So feeling pretty confident tonight to join the leaders on 17-minute pace. 2.5 minutes faster than he is accustomed to. Brightly now has taken the lead for Campion College, with Donaldson of Cornell College in second position. Henry, the Central Champs silver medalist for Belfield, in third. Javon Henry losing to Ryan Achao of San Diego in the Central Champs race. Odane Windet of Edwin Allen also coming through, just missed a medal at Central Champs. Windet, he finished in fourth position. And I tell you what, I'm impressed with the bravery being shown here by Carlin Gibbs of Tatius Golding. He's giving himself a real chance to try and make the Champs final.
Yeah, the pace, Ricardo, has quickened, evidently, because now they've lined out with Brightly continuing to lead ahead of Donaldson and Henry. Three of them trying to go away from the rest of the field. They've invited, I will say invited with them, from Edwin Allen, Shane Windet, and Maturi taking closer orders, so to Tete, but Brightly looking up at the big screen with Maturi leading the chasing pack.
There are about 9 of them, or is it 10, still in with a shot of making it through to the final. Only 8 will make progress, and they have 5 laps to go. That's 5 times 4, 22,000 meters remaining in this race.
Yeah, 2,000 meters to go, and they continue to step, checking his watch Brightly, checking his pace, knows where he needs to be at this time, knows where he should be. Brightly, brave, front running. Henry has been steady at the front in the top 3 since the start of this race. Donaldson, he's there. No one taking refreshments, no one taking a reprieve.
San Diego have had a pretty good last 2 days, but they have also had some mishaps. Marquise Page false start in the Class 2 Boys 100 final last night, and their Central Champs bronze medalist Corey Christie doesn't start tonight in this 5,000 Open. He would have been expected to be in the final, and one of the 2 that we didn't see at the start, as Donaldson, who didn't start at Western Champs, continues to lead this 5,000 with Henry of Belfield in second, Brightly in third. Tete didn't take the lead for long. They are all taking their opportunities to go to the front, helping each other out. Now Brightly doesn't let Henry get too far from him, with Donaldson in third. Tete very, very comfortable in fourth position for Jamaica College.
Yeah, Tete knows how to get the job done. And again, to remind the viewers, 8 will get through to the final. Only 8 from this race. And they're beginning to, again, stretch the rest of the field. Henry and Brightly have exchanged the lead with Donaldson. These 3 clad in different shades of red. Tavar
Flemings of Calabar, the 8th athlete in the field in the green and black there. He's in 8th position alongside Windet and Maturi, and Maturi looks as if he is feeling the pace. Doesn't look like the athlete who finished 5th in this final last year will be hard pressed to be there again this season, and Kingston College might well be desperate for the points by the time we get to the 5,000 on Saturday. Jamaica College really do have a fantastic team this season. They have covered their bases brilliantly.
Yeah, brilliantly indeed. And Tete, one of the leaders of that team, helping to get them the big points that they need now. As it stands, 8 have now come together with 3 laps to go. Henry continues to lead from Brightly and Donaldson. Titchfield Beckford still there.
And I think for Jamaica College as well, when they get to the final 2 events on Saturday, the 5,000 and the 4x4, they will have 2 athletes in the 5,000 final, favoured to be in the top 5, both of them. And then they will start favourites for the 4x4 final to follow as well. So you almost feel that if Kingston College are to have a chance of winning champs, they need to lead going into the 5,000.
Yeah, they need to lead, but as it is right now, no one has gotten to finals as yet. You have to qualify still. You can be projected to get there. Tete understands that. He now looks to assert his dominance, goes to the lead for the first time with Donaldson in second. Henry from Belfield fading into 5th.
Yeah, 8 of them breaking away from the rest of the field. They'll come up to 2 laps to go after this one, and Evans Tete now strikes the front, so comfortable. Did meet Ryan Achal once this season at JC, was no match for him. I think it was at 1500 meters though. Tete, a quality 1500 meter performer. Had he gone 1500, would have had a shot at a medal.
Strategy important when chasing championship. I'm sure the JC fan faithful, they understand that.
For sure. There was a time at Jamaica College when they didn't understand that. I think before Neil Harrison went there, where they had a plethora of 800 meter runners, but it didn't translate to 1500 and steeplechase and 5,000. Now it is translating, where they have all their bases covered. The 800 meters, the 1500 meters, the steeplechase and the 5,000 meters. Take for example that they still have Alex Baker, who scored last year in the 5,000 meters and has run well this season, but they don't need him.
Yeah,
because they have Mponsa, and this man Tete, as Beckford now of Titchfield, goes to the front, coached by Kieran Grant, who has had so much success at 800 meters when he was in the West, then went to Veer Technical. Coach Tyrese Reed at Spot Valley before going to Veer Technical. Had a hand in coaching Tyrese Taylor at Veer as well.
Right.
And now at Titchfield as they come to the bell in the second heat of the 5,000. Escott Beckford of Titchfield having a look around. He wants to make his qualification sure. 8 sure to go through, and he has the lead. He's been thinking, I have a pretty good chance at this stage. Yep. 300 meters to go, and in 3rd position, Henry of Belfield, the Central Champs silver medalist, with Brightly in 4th, and Donaldson running a fine race for Cornwall College. He's in 5th and on course to be in the final.
Yeah, the only person in trouble at this point is from Calabar, Flemings. He's been chased relentlessly by Gibbs of Tatius Golding for that final 8 spot, but at the front, Tete unbothered. They won't be caught. Tete, Henry, Donaldson, Brightly in the mix as well. And these 4 running well, with Beckford of Titchfield in 3rd.
Here they come down the stretch. Donaldson takes charge of Cornwall College. Tete not in the mood to chase, but Donaldson wants to win the heat. Oh, he's pouring it on down the home stretch. Donaldson of Cornwall College storms to victory in the second heat of the 5,000. Escott Beckford gets second. Henry of Belfield in third, Brightly of Campion fourth, Tete in fifth for Jamaica College. And now we look to see sixth is Windet of Edwin Allen, Muturi of Kingston College gets seventh, and Tavar Flemings of Calabar will hold on for the eighth and final qualifying spot. Really impressed with the young man from...
Greetings everyone, once again welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Tyrell Reactions, and I have to appreciate you all for the love and support. Now, if you're still watching this video up to this point, I have to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for your support and your love, and I'd really love to appreciate each and everyone. To my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, I have to say thank you so much. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd really love for us to just talk a little bit of about the race that we've just watched. And of course, I don't really have much to say, but most importantly, I'd really love to take this opportunity to appreciate all the athletes who took part in this race. We all know it has been a 5,000 meters final, and of course 5,000 is one of the longest races in the world of track and field. Now, for one to participate in this race, they really require a lot. For one, they actually have to have a good self-aware, and they actually have to know about the timing of the strides, bending of those corners, because as we all know, that's where we experience a lot of chaos, that's where we experience a lot of tensions, and that's where we experience a lot of fumble. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd really love to say this: the Caribbeans, as we all know, it's a continent that has some of the best athletes from different parts of the from different countries, and I'd really love to acknowledge the fact that the governments, or rather the respective governments, have taken enough time to make sure that, or rather to ensure that these great athletes in the making, these great talents in the making, they get some of the best training facilities and resources and training centers, because these are the same people that we expect to represent our countries at the highest level possible. To all the colleges that took part in this race, I'd really love to say this: thank you so much for giving us some these brilliant performances. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd really love to say one thing. We've had cases of countries losing some of their best athletes to foreign countries, and of course it's not really good news. It's something that's heartbreaking, because you tell me, you see, like a country like Jamaica, it is majorly known as sprinting factory. Now, it goes through all of these processes, nurturing all of these talents, trying to make sure that they get what they need, and at the end of the day, you will see that these athletes decided to switch their allegiance. Now, the reason as to why I'm saying this is that because I've been reading articles whereby I saw some of the good Jamaican athletes switching their allegiance to Turkey. They decided to represent Turkey. I mean, I was heartbroken, but having an opportunity to listen to their claims, I mean, it's something that we need to actually take care of. It's something that can be taken care of. It's something that can be avoided. Now, for instance, in this case, they have been saying that they are being oppressed by the JAA and the Jamaican government. And in this case, you'll understand that they are talking in terms of huge taxes and low wages. Whatever thing they get, they say that the government takes a huge portion of it, leaving them with nothing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, these people, they have things to attend to. They have, like, their coaches, they have to buy themselves some resources. They cannot just depend on the government, or rather on whichever association or other organization it is, to provide them with everything. They actually have to stand for themselves. And when they feel like they are being oppressed, whatever little wage they get, and then the government slashes a huge amount of taxes, this is really heartbreaking, and they cannot take it anymore. That's why we are seeing some of them switch their allegiance to represent foreign countries. Why can't we just love them? Why can't we just offer them the amount of support that we can? It's so sad seeing such talents going to represent other countries when they can do well in their very own country. Now, this also reminds me of the case of Asafa Powell, whereby he said that if the JAA and the Jamaican system doesn't change on how they treat the athletes, his kids will not be allowed to run and represent Jamaica at any level. Now, try to imagine a Jamaican legend talking like this about his own country. I mean, let's not just take this to be a negative thing, but to be as a wake-up call. We need to treat this as a wake-up call, because these will help us to improve in certain sectors. And this does not just, or rather it's not just Asafa Powell who talked about this issue. Of course, we have other sectors, and I can talk about Leon Bailey, who plays for, currently I think he plays for West Ham, or is it Fulham? It's a football category. Now, he came out and really said a lot. He said that a lot needs to change. And if it doesn't change, he will not play for Jamaica. I mean, we need to take these things seriously. As much as they are calling out their governments and their sports officials, we need to treat this as a positive wake-up call to make sure that they get these athletes, they get proper treatment, both from the government and the system. We cannot just sit back and watch them being oppressed and still expect them to deliver some of the best results. We cannot expect that, and that cannot happen. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd really love for us to make sure that we treat these people properly. And we as the fans, let's make sure that we give them enough support. And let's not just come to the internet and start trolling them if they fail to deliver what we created in our heads. So ladies and gentlemen, let's watch. Let's have a look at these sectors that the athletes have been having a complaints from. And of course, we are destined to witness some of the best shows of our lives. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I'd really love to hear from you. Tell me what you think of these races, and of course, tell me what you think, or rather what you've noted amongst these individuals taking part in these races. So I've been your host, Tyrell Reactions. I'd really love to appreciate you guys and urge you to please consider subscribing to my channel if you're yet to subscribe. To my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, I have to say thank you so much for the love and support. So guys, until we meet again in my next video, peace out and one love.